Hajia Fati for assaulting a journalist on duty.
And in business, Ghana LPG Operators Association kick against the cylinder recirculation model policy, warning government to stop its implementation or face its wrath.
And on the international front this evening, Vladimir Putin inaugurated for 4th term as Russian president.
Right, we have details about those stories, including sports and entertainment, coming up this hour. Now we begin with the news. 7 people have been killed, while 4 others are in critical condition in a road accident at Ikurugu near Zebila in the Boku West District in the Upper West region. The injured currently receiving treatment at the Zebila District Hospital. A report by Tanko Muhammad Rabiu.
The accident is reported to have occurred about 4 a.m. Monday. An urban minibus with registration number GR9895N was returning from Kumasi but ran into a stationary articulator which had developed a mechanic fault. 5 passengers were killed on the spot while several others sustained several injuries. The deceased have since been identified by their relatives and their bodies sent to the morgue at the Zebila Government Hospital. 2 of the injured had to be transferred to the Boku Government Hospital, while the rest are receiving treatment at the Zebila Hospital.
And now let's turn to issues of security, as the Inspector General of Police, David Asante Epietu, has once again made changes at the regional command level of the Ghana Police Service. Now, in all, 18 command changes were made, including district commanders. Now, this is the 3rd reshuffle since the IGP assumed office in 2017. And Issa, the 3rd reshuffle is a pretty significant one. The
Absolutely.
police service says and explains, the administration of the service explains that it's for new ideas to handle issues of crime in the country. I'm going to run us by the shake-up and its details. COP Mr. Isaac Ken Yeboah, Ashanti Regional Commander, to Director General Technical of the National Headquarters in Accra. So that's his new post. DCOP Mr. Kwesi Mensah Duku, Western Regional Commander, to the Ashanti Regional Commander. DCOP Mr. Vincent Redeemer Dejo, Upper East Regional Commander, to Western Regional Commander. And some other details here with regards to the shake-up. COP Mr. Patrick Eduse Sapong, Northern Regional Commander, been made to Director General Legal of the National Headquarters in Accra. And DCOP Mr. Timothy Yosa Bonga, Director Police Intelligence and Professional Standards, National Headquarters in Accra, to the Northern Regional Commander. That's the new post he's assumed. DCOP Mr. Emmanuel Ashong Bosa Jr., Bono Ahafo Regional, Second in Command to Police Intelligence and Professional Standards, PIPS, at the National Headquarters in Accra. And DCOP Mr. Edward Odro Kwating, Upper West Regional, Second in Command to Bono Ahafo Regional. Then DCOP Mr. Some more changes. DCOP Mr. Osei Kweku Ampofo Duku, National Headquarters in Accra, has been moved to Upper East Regional Commander. DCOP Mr. Edward Tabiri, Director General Legal, to Director General Police Special Operations. Chief Superintendent Mr. Felix Apedo in Tsawam District, Eastern Region, to the Atebubu District in the Bono Ahafo region. And Chief Superintendent Mr. Ali Damashi Alpha Swat, Ashanti Regional, to Kaswa District in the Central Region. So these are the changes that we are marking in the police service specifically. Now, Chief Superintendent Mr. Leonard Kwesi Abaka, Airport District, Ashanti Region, to Asin Fosu District in the Central Region. Superintendent Mr. Eric Asiedu Asamoah, Eninam District in the Eastern Region, to Airport District in the Ashanti Region. Superintendent Mr. Stephen Kofi Ahia Tafu, Kaswa District, Central Region, to Enim District in the Eastern Region. And Superintendent Mr. Rainford Magnus Sam, Asin Fosu Districts in the Central Region, to Kibi District in the Eastern Region. So that just goes to show the changes that we are seeing. This is yet another change in the police service to shake it up and handle crime better in the country. We'll see how it pans out.
quite extensive, and we hope it will bring better policing.
Absolutely.
You're watching News 360. Some more stories tonight. And unemployed trained nurses have given government a 2-week ultimatum to grant them financial clearance to enable them secure permanent employment. The protesting nurses have kicked against the Heal Ghana module under the Nation Builders Corps, which they argue will put health professionals at a disadvantage.
By 9:30 a.m., the trainee nurses from different unions had gathered at the Obra Sport at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra. The protest was against the government's plans to enroll them onto the Heal Ghana module under the Nation Builders Corps. President Akufo-Addo last week launched the Nation Builders Corps, which is intended to employ 100,000 young graduates to assist in public sector service delivery needs of the country.
The terms and conditions of Heal Ghana are not being favorable. In the first place, the scope of employment and the terms and conditions is unconstitutional, with reference to Article 24, Clause 1, which states that every person have the right to work under safety and healthy conditions and to be paid equal salary for equal work done without any distinction of any kind. Now, we are professional trained nurses and other health professionals, which there is no difference between we and those currently in the world working.
President of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association, Dr. Kweku Asante-Krobia, said the NAPCO package does not commensurate with what the labor union has negotiated on behalf of health workers.
If they have money for NAPCO, I believe they have money to engage my nurses and midwives. If somebody is looking at the whole situation as NAPCO has come to help nurses and midwife graduates, he must think again.
According to the group, 9,905 nurses assistant clinical and nurse assistant preventive of 2015 batch who were promised by a deputy health minister, Tina Mensah, to be cleared by the end of March are yet to know their fate. Representatives of some 554 diploma graduate nurses and midwives of 2015 batch who finished their service in September 2016 are still unemployed. 5,380 private trained nurses and midwives who were verified by the Ministry of Health are equally due for employment. The nurses marched to the Heart Park, where a Deputy Health Minister, Tina Mensah, received a petition on behalf of the Vice President.
I've taken the petition from you. It will be taken to the Vice President accordingly. I believe your concerns will be looked into, and then it will be addressed accordingly.
The nurses expected more than just a promise to deliver their petition to the Vice President.
That was in a camera. Okay, at least stand and address what the populace that are here, that this and this, I've heard all of you, and then we what engage you in stakeholder meetings, or your promise, or the 2 weeks ultimatum. This and that is what we are going to do. It is rather unfair.
With 700 Ghana cedis as monthly salary for the 3-year period under NAPCO, the nurses argued they would prefer to stay home till government is ready to provide them with permanent jobs. Kwabna Edu Jemfi, TV3.
In other news this evening, the Ghana Journalists Association is considering legal action against Hajia Fati for assaulting a journalist on duty. President of the association, Afel Moni, wants the New Patriotic Party to call its member to order by condemning her actions, disassociate itself from her, as well as take punitive action against her. This is not the first time Hajia has assaulted a journalist.
The GJA, led by its leadership, legal advisors and the Association of Women in the Media, ASWIM, condemned the serial attacks on journalists. The association regretted the recent attack on Accra-based Adom FM reporter at the NPP headquarters by the well-known party supporter Hajia Fati on Friday, May 4.
With many foreign delegates who attended the World Press Freedom Day celebration still in the country on Friday, Hajia Fati's attack has no doubt caused the country huge embarrassment. The attack must be condemned in no uncertain terms, considering the collateral damage it may render Ghana's enviable position as first in Africa and 23rd in the world in the rankings of World Press Freedom Index 2018.
The GJA, he said, is saddened by the assault coming at a time the media fraternity was awaiting the report of police investigations into the case of Joy FM reporter Latif Idrisu while covering a demonstration by NDC supporters during the arrest of their Deputy Secretary, Kokwanyi Doho. It is on record, this is not the first time Hajia Fati has reportedly attacked journalists.
The MPP must be deeply worried about Hajia Fati's impunity and penchant for attacking journalists. It must therefore act swiftly and decisively to bring her to order. Otherwise, her violent conduct may discredit the party and by extension the government. The GJ is considering various options available to it, including legal action to end such impunity against journalists, which we consider to be violent attack on press freedom.
The GJA therefore wants the NPP to call Hajia Fati to order by condemning her action as well as apply sanctions against her. The association also wants Parliament to expedite action at passing the Right to Information Bill to deepen press freedom. The assaulted journalist Ohima Sechiwa Hwenepa recounted how she was punched without any provocation.
And then Sami Crab was upstairs. Ejia was downstairs, so I followed because I had already introduced myself. I wanted to capture the environment and then add my interview with her. As soon as I took my phone like you're doing, I just smashed the phone, stood up, stand in front of me like you're standing in front of me and punched me on the face, actually on my mouth. I was just standing there because I felt dizzy.
How were you dressed that she said that she thought you were an onion seller?
It was Friday. I was wearing slate and kaba, well dressed. I don't know how onion sellers dress and I don't know how journalists dress.
I believe that is beside the point. She is a journalist and she was at the function to perform her duty. Even if she was an onion seller, she has rights, just as she has rights. So her rights should be respected and upheld.
Meanwhile, the Association of Women in Media, ASWIM, has vowed to see to it that Ohima Sechiwa gets the justice she deserves.
Let us continue to follow the story so that once it has been reported to the police, we have to go back after a while to find out what is happening. If you leave it, it will die. But ASWIM says we will not leave it. We want to press for change and to see that the society operates under the rule of law, where people's rights are upheld all the time.
Attacks on journalists are a dent on the country's credential as a beacon of democracy and a haven of peace in the West African sub-region. The latest report by the Media Foundation for West Africa indicated that Ghana topped the list of cases of physical attacks on journalists in West Africa between January 2017 and April this year. Statistics from the Media Foundation for West Africa show that 12 out of the 45 cases of physical attacks on journalists recorded in the sub-region within the period occurred in Ghana. The incessant attack on journalists is a bad record for the ruling New Patriotic Party government, which hails itself as a champion of democracy.
Right, from the press center to Parliament, and legislators will on Tuesday, May 8, hold a stakeholders forum on the Right to Information Bill. Chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Ben Abdallah, underscored the need to consult the public to ensure the bill addresses all concerns before its passage into law.
Tuesday's Stakeholders Conference is to receive oral presentations from civil society organizations, relevant public institutions and experts on the Right to Information Bill. The bill, which was sent to Parliament during the last sitting under a certificate of urgency, was withdrawn and relayed when the House met in an emergency sitting 2 weeks ago. The bill is expected to go through the normal procedure, and the first is to consider memoranda which Parliament had received. Ben Abdallah is chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, and he says the bill, when passed, would afford many access to information.
Information will be available in any public institution and in any private institution which uses public funds, or any private institution which renders public services. So whatever information that you want, whether in your rural area, in your district, you can apply to have that information.
But some information would not be accessible.
There are certain classes of information that must be exempt. For instance, information relating to the security of the state. We can't give it out. Information relating to contravention, possible contravention of the law. We can't give it out. Information relating to international relation between Ghana and, let's say, US. We can't give it out. Information relating to doctor-client, doctor-patient, lawyer-client relationship. We can't give it out. Information relating to your personal record, for instance. We can't give it out.
But information pertaining to good governance, a contract awarded to a contractor, and people wanting to know how much has been paid, the contract sum are expected to be provided. Persons who apply for information and are denied have the right to appeal and can also report to the Information Commission or the High Court.
This bill must see the light of day in the next meeting of Parliament. Even if this bill doesn't crystallize into a law in the next meeting of Parliament, hopefully by the end of the year, this bill should see the light of day.
You're watching News 360. Let's now take a look at our MTN Vision reports this evening as Millicent Kulo, our citizen journalist from Tefle, reports on a stagnant water behind Covenant Preparatory School in the Volta region, making it difficult for students to use that route.
My name is Kuma Millicent, reporting from Tefle in the Volta region of Ghana. This is one of the best schools in the district and the region as well, Covenant Preparatory School. This is the path that leads to the school. And look at the kind of water that are on the way. How can our children be able to pass through the water to go to school? The frogs are making noise in the water. And how will the children concentrate in the classrooms and in their dormitories when these kind of animals make noise? And we are appealing to the government to come to our aid.
Certainly a very worrying situation there requiring immediate action. Remember, you can also send your MTN Vision report via WhatsApp number. It's 055-14-33044. That's 055-14-33044. And share with us any observations you make in your community. Up at Adisawe, Kanda, we've got the latest news from the world of business coming up shortly. Stay with us.
You're still watching News 360. Good evening and thanks for staying with us. My name is Nanikia Mensah coming your way with business tonight. In our very first story, the Ghana LPG Operators Association has kicked against the cylinder recirculation model policy, warning government to stop its implementation or face its wrath. At a news conference, members argue the policy cannot prevent gas explosions as anticipated by government, but rather push them out of business.
You alone, you have gone to write something and you ask me to discuss it. And you've got a lot of faults in it. When we tell you this is a fault, you say no. When you say this is not correct, you say no. At the ministry, I wanted to speak. The deputy minister told me he will not allow me to speak. Point blank. So, do you want any new views or do you want correct views?
People think that gas stations are now a threat to public safety. So don't you think that this would in a way solve this concern?
Never.
Never as in?
It will never solve any problem. I've told you even of accidents, many of them, 1 year alone. How many came from gas? How many came from gas? Have you stopped the cars from ruling the roads? Have you stopped selling petrol?
There are currently about 601 LPG stations across the country, with direct employment of 3,000 and indirect employment of about 4,000 people, including importers of gas accessories and dispenser mechanics, who, according to the group, risk losing their jobs should the policy be implemented. Consumers, they say, will not see the quantity of gas bought as with the current system. These and many more concerns, according to the association, make the policy needless and bound to fail.
If they know what they are talking about, not as I know more than they know, it's going to destroy our businesses to give job to a white man. That's all. Finish.
But they said that it's going to be a partnership with local industry.
They are deceiving you. Partnership away. The man is already there with the plant ready. On Pong Road, Blue Ocean.
Blue Ocean.
Yeah, it's from Trafigura. They have Blue Ocean, they have Pima.
So you think it's going to monopolize the system?
Of course, that's what they are trying to do, to help him.
Government in October 2017 introduced the cylinder recirculation model following a gas explosion at Atomic Junction in Accra, which claimed 7 lives and injured 132 others. Among other stringent measures to ensure safety in the handling of petroleum products, the NPA was issued a directive to implement the gas recirculation model within a year. The announcement of the model last year was met with strong opposition from the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers and the Ghana Liquefied Petroleum Gas Operators Association. There were fears that the new arrangement would lead to job losses and create inconvenience for LPG users. However, the NPA says it has, together with the Ministry of Energy, had a series of engagement with both groups to address concerns and incorporate their feedback into implementing the policy.
All right, so let's see if they would reach a consensus with the NPA. But to some more tonight, Vivo Energy Ghana has awarded 40 of its retailers and operational managers 64-year-old Yadom Boache of the 3rd Gate service station at Ashalibotre near Medina in Accra emerged the ultimate winner.
The category of awards included Best Site Zone, Long Service Award, Overall Best LFC2 Performance, Gold Retailer of the Year, and Country Retailer of the Year. Managing Director of Vivo Ghana, Ebenezer Falconer, said the company is looking forward to an upgrade to offer complete service station experience.
Vivo Energy Ghana continues to inject capital into the upgrade of its retail outlets. We understand that our customers are looking for more than just a fill up when they drive to our service stations, and that ultimately it's not just about the quality fuels and lubricants we sell, but about delivering a complete service station experience.
On health, safety and environment, he was happy total cases recorded has remained 0 for the past 9 years, achieving 3,324 goals 0 days without injuries to persons. The managing director advocated new ways of doing things in a challenging industry to make meaning of this year's theme, Transform and Thrive. 64-year-old Yadom Boache of 3rd Gate Service Station, Ashalibotre, won the ultimate prize. He will embark on an all-expense-paid trip with his spouse to Dubai to participate in this year's Shell Global Smiling Stars program.
This is not something that I was expecting. Although I put in all this effort, I thought I was just doing my job. So winning at the moment means a lot, and I'm overwhelmed.
Vivo Energy Ghana operates over 216 Shell service stations across the length and breadth of the country, bringing Shell's quality fuels and lubricants to customers.
And Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Maafo says he is ready to back a policy that will ensure all government assets are insured. He was speaking at the 45th African Insurance Organization conference here in Accra. More than 300 participants from the insurance industry, regulatory authorities, insurance training centers, and national and regional insurance associations across 47 African and 8 overseas countries are attending the conference. Senior Minister Yao Safo-Manfo bemoaned the low insurance penetration in Ghana. He asked African insurers to exhaust all business capacities before they go outside the continent.
If we are collaborating with Cote d'Ivoire, collaborating with Nigeria, collaborating within ECOWAS, our capacity will be bigger and we can take on a bigger risk. The government should take a policy to insure the vehicles. That immediately will give a lot of business to insurance business in it. That immediately will improve penetration. The government has a lot of assets.
According to the 2018 Africa Insurance Barometer, the continent's low insurance penetration still stands below 2%. President of the African Insurance Organization, Alhaji Kadunabi Ibrahim Lebuga, is hopeful this year's conference will address insurance penetration challenges.
At the end of this conference, we shall make resolutions which are intended to address the situation we are in on African continent. We have also told the supervisors or the regulators and government to put in their laws requisitions which require each country to first exhaust local capacity before placing any business outside the country.
Under the theme Innovation, Risk and Future of Insurance in Emerging Markets, the 4-day conference is expected to derive solutions from member countries to address insurance challenges on the African continent. Right, so that will do for the business segment tonight. My name is Nanikia Mensah. More on 3news.com. That would do. Issa has more. Let's begin our walk to Mother's Day.
You're amazing. She is motivational. She makes you optimistic. She calms your tensions. Always there to help you, embracing you with love. She is real. She is a mother. She is selfless. Selfless mother.
And well, a mother's love, they say, is truly incomparable and the purest form of affection. In the following report, Portia Gabo tells the remarkable and uplifting story of how a mother's love is gradually changing the life of her daughter living with autism spectrum disorder.
Mama, you gave life to me, turned a baby to a lady, and Mama, all you had to offer was a promise of a lifetime of love. Now I know.
I say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Little miracles, they say, happen every day, and for Mary Kufuor, her daughter Renata Nanaya Kufuor is a testament to this statement.
Okay, and a kiss. And a whole kiss.
15-year-old Renata Nanaya Kufuor was not born with autism spectrum disorder. This, according to the World Health Organization, refers to a range of conditions characterized by some degree of impaired social behavior, communication, and language. Around age 3, the few words Renata Nanaya Kufuor had been speaking had stopped completely, and she began the habit of spinning around on the spot. This followed with her making sounds more like those of a baby, which repeated over and over again. Nanaya was unable to interact normally with other people, such as being able to make friends or show affection.
Immediately what came to my mind was maybe I need to do more prayers. Yes, probably something spiritually is happening to my daughter. The greatest gift I have given to myself is to really get involved, read, research, get myself educated about the conditions so that I'll be in a better position to really support my daughter. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
As a mother, Mary wanted her daughter to behave like any other child, but this was almost impossible.
Going to church, as for me, I stopped. I stopped for about a period of, I think, 4 or 5 years. I never. Why? To church. Here you are with this child at the back of the church, shouting, wanting to grab the mic from the front, from the pastor or whoever, and everybody is standing looking at you like you don't even know, No, church wasn't part of. I've started going. God should forgive me. I went one time, and it was Christmas time. We were all going for anointing, and then got to our 10. And yet you be so Nanaya, come see. Because she doesn't like these things because of her sensory issues. At that time, I didn't also understand. So then she just started shouting. And you can imagine, the next thing I heard from church was like the demons inside her. I don't think
people thought you had a child who was possessed with demons.
Yeah. So the lack of knowledge.
Nanaya has shown her that joy and love can be shown in so many other ways aside verbal communication. With the help of her mum, Nanaya has won several accolades and has even featured on the BBC.
Nanaya, look at mommy.
Look at mommy.
I love you very much. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that you're going to be well. Autism or no autism, whatever it is, it will work for your good. And I know that one day you're going to give hope to other children who may find themselves in the same situation. It is well. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Portia Gabo, TV3 News, Accra.
Wow. I have no words. I mean, a mother's love. A mother's love.
Real love at display there. You're watching News 360?
Yes, indeed.
At international news tonight, Mr. Putin has been sworn in for a 4th term as president of Russia after winning the election in March. He's been in power for 18 years, whether as president or prime minister, and opponents have likened his tenure to the reign of a Tsar or emperor.
More than 1,000 arrests are said to have been made in 19 cities. The biggest complaint among Russians, surveyed by the Levada Center, a major sociological research body, was that Mr. Putin had failed to reduce the wealth gap. This was the top complaint for 45% of respondents. Another big complaint for 39% was the failure to refund Russians who lost savings during market reforms. Mr. Putin's most praiseworthy achievement was restoring Russia's world status as a great power. That's according to 47% of the poll. It was conducted last month among 1,600 Russians in 136 towns and cities. Compared with a similar poll in 2015, there was a doubling of complaints that Mr. Putin had failed to raise wages, pensions and benefits. Still on the international front this evening, UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has urged President Donald Trump not to abandon the Iran nuclear deal. He says it will be a big mistake to walk away.
Mr. Johnson is in Washington to persuade the U.S. to remain in the international accord, which saw Iran agree to limit its nuclear activities in return for easing of economic sanctions. The UK and its European allies have until 12 May to convince Mr. Trump to stick with the agreement. Mr. Trump has called the deal insane. Writing in the New York Times, he argued that only Iran would gain from abandoning nuclear restrictions. He wrote that of all the options for ensuring that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon, this pact offers the fewest disadvantages. Mr. Johnson said the deal has weaknesses, certainly, but he is convinced that it can be remedied, adding that the UK was working with the US, France and Germany to achieve that.
And that's it for international news. We'll return shortly with entertainment news with Miriam. She's already here.
Now let's take a look at some more news before we delve into the world of entertainment. The physically challenged woman, Rita Kriba, who was allegedly denied boarding access on an African World Airlines flight, says she would sue the airline for denying her a flight. The incident reportedly happened on Saturday at the Kotoka International Airport.
On Saturday, the 30-year-old Rita Kriba was allegedly discriminated against by staff of Africa World Airlines Limited, AWA, at the Kotoka International Airport when she was reportedly not allowed to board a scheduled flight to Kumasi because the crutches she uses would inconvenience the airline. Rita Kriba is considering legal action against the airline.
I want this discrimination to stop. That's why I've taken it on. It must stop. If I'm a person with disability and I have my money to board a plane to wherever I want to go in my own country, it's my right. I have to. If only I can pay. There are other people who use the airlines, and on their ticket there is nothing that says a person with disability can't take their flights.
Meanwhile, Africa World Airline in a statement explained its aircraft type has structural limitations for carrying certain categories of wheelchair passengers for safety reasons during emergencies.
We'll probe more into that in subsequent bulletins. But next is some entertainment news with Miriam Osei Ajman.
Hello there and good evening. My name is Miriam and I bring you entertainment news here on News 360. Tonight, we'll look back at the 6th Ghana DJ Awards that happened last Saturday, and then we catch up with Ghana's female rapper, Abriwanana. Let's start with her. Now, after a long break, celebrated Ghanaian singer, rapper and reggae songstress Abriwanana has revealed she will soon wage a comeback. Asked if she'll be able to keep up with the current trend of music, the award-winning singer replied her plans are under implementation, stressing nobody in the industry intimidates her. Naftali Bar from the entertainment desk here at TV3 has more.
Working in a male-dominated industry, singer Abriwanana stepped up her game, rising to prominence in the early 2000s. Born Dorcas Opoku Dakwa, the singer later became a force to reckon with, dropping one hit after the other. This tune might ring a bell. Other mega hits like Esisimiso, Done with Samini, then Batman followed. Very little has been heard from the hitmaker since then. Well, you better reconsider your thoughts if you felt the singer has given up on music.
It's been a lot of years since the industry heard from me, and I'm doing well and I'm doing great.
Abriwanana, who is planning a comeback, says she's been composing and recording all the while.
I've been doing my own personal stuff. I traveled out of town. I've been writing still. I've been recording still. As we speak, I'm going to work with DKB Studios. You know, they also went silent for a while in the industry, and they are back with new equipment, good engineers, and I have a contract with them. So I'm going to record with them, and definitely I'll get to release that before ending of the year 2018.
But can the 2000s top star survive in the now saturated industry?
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's nothing new. To me, the industry is still growing, and nothing is new. this genre of dancehall, we started it way back. Even back then, Ghanaians didn't even understand it. They couldn't relate to it, but if people have jumped into the genre now, they are pushing it, they love it, they like it, then there's nothing new because we started it way back. So I don't see any competitor. I appreciate the other female artists. Yes, I listen to them. I've got my favorites, but nothing scares me. Nobody intimidates me.
Sabawanana is all geared up for another great episode.
I can't wait to come back.
Well, so that's Abrawanana itching to come back, and she describes herself as being, having no size in the industry. I'm sure you have your own comments about that. But away from that, still staying with music, but DJ this time, two-time Best DJ Award winner DJ Varosky says hard work, practice, and determination to become a better DJ won him the award back-to-back. In a chat with those who arrived, the celebrated disc jockey disclosed his next dream is to get a BET nomination.
Well, so he was crowned Discovery DJ of the Year at the 2013 DJ Awards, and the story keeps getting better for DJ Varosky. 4 years on, he was crowned the Best DJ of the Year, and again at the 2017 DJ Awards, DJ Varosky did retain the crown. He won for the second time running the Best DJ of the Year. How has Varosky been doing this?
Basically, I'll say I'm always myself. I'm always trying to work hard. I love the awards, but I don't work with the awards in mind. I want to be great. I want to be a better Varosky. So it's hard work and practice and consistency. So there can't be a year or there can't be a time that people feel Varosky is falling off. He has to be consistent. So I practice every day. I'm always behind my machines in the morning. It's like a daily routine. Every morning I do something on my machine. In the evening I try to find something new.
Winning the whole of Greater Accra region and winning National Best DJ. Those two plus, what do they mean to when you have a look at them?
I said this last day. Okay, so in all I have 15 awards so far in this.
How many years in the industry?
Like 5 years. You get it. What I'll say is last year when I won the DJ of the Year, I said this is pressure. Now Ghanaians want to see what you do. So it didn't stop me. I had to go in harder. And I'm not stopping. After taking the DJ of the Year, I'm still going to go in harder. Because the dream is to be nominated for a BET. Because we saw Black Coffee win a BET last year. So it's possible. We can do it from Ghana. And that's what we are working on doing.
Well, that's about it for entertainment tonight on News 360. My name is Miriam Osei Ajman. Crossing over to Isa and Natalie.
Yes, Miriam.
Well, that's all time we'll allow for this edition of News 360. The entertainment industry definitely going to be excited.
Yes, you've got the likes of Abondana coming back. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if she's going to be doing dance or reggae or...
We'll see how she fits in.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, my name is Isa Moni. Thanks for watching.
And I'm Natalie Force. Visit our website. It's 3news.com for some more news. Remember, news at 10 will simulcast on our sister station. It's 3FM 92.7. Coming up next is Sadia. Thanks so much for watching and have a lovely evening.